Hi, Schlockmeister fans. By request, one of the greatest horror movies of all time, The Evil Dead. Let's watch. The movie starts with 5 college-age kids going to a cabin in the woods.
Hey, Scotty, what's this place like anyway?
Well, the guy that's renting it says it's an old place. A little run down, but it's right up in the mountains.
Is he drinking moonshine?
And the best part is...
They arrive to the cabin. That's not creepy. That's clearly something saying, join us.
Two tarim.
Which means?
Party down! Yeah!
Oh, look at that. Scotty goes down to check it out. Ash follows shortly after.
Hey, come here, I want to show you something.
Ash finds himself a really creepy looking book.
Oh, God. Look at this.
De Manto, roughly translated, Book of the Dead.
They find a real
The
tape.
book is bound in human flesh and inked in human blood. It deals with demons, demon resurrection. Tatra amistrobin hazata. Tatir mano.
That seems to be having an adverse effect on the woods.
Samanda robza.
Anyway, later on, Ash is giving his girlfriend Linda a necklace.
Gosh. I was going to give it to you before we came up here, but things got so hectic. This is really the first chance we...
Ash's sister Cheryl decides to go outside. And something's scaring her. Something in the woods. And it appears that the trees are attacking her. The trees are having their way with her. Anyway, she manages to break free and get back to the seemingly safe cabin before the woods could get her. And she's had enough. Ash decides to take Cheryl into town, spend the night somewhere else, but the bridge that they came across is now gone.
Awakened us from our ancient slumber. You have died like the others before you.
When they go to check her out, she grabs a pencil and gets Linda right in the ankle. They manage to toss whatever Cheryl is into the basement. Meanwhile, Scotty's girlfriend, Shelly, is about to come face to face with whatever got Cheryl. Yes, that's Shelly biting her own hand off. So Scotty decides to chop her up. Yep, Scotty did a great job chopping her up.
Look, I'm getting out. I don't care what happens to her.
Scotty's
She's
done.
your girlfriend, you take care of her. I'm getting the hell out of here, right now.
So Ash goes to check on Linda and her wound, and nope, she's not right either. Scotty leaves but comes back and he's a mess. Something attacked him.
Ash, it's not gonna let us leave. Sure.
And a few minutes later, just like that, Linda seems back to normal. Remember Cheryl in the basement?
I won't. I won't, I promise.
Ashley. Ashley, help me. Let me out of here. Ashley? Ash, help me. Let me out of here. I'm all right now.
So he goes to check on Cheryl. No, she's not all right. And Linda's not okay either.
We're gonna get you, not another peep. Time to go to sleep.
He ends up stabbing her, and she's gonna spit out some milk. And she appears to die. He goes outside to bury Linda, went to retrieve the necklace, and oh, she's not dead. Not even close. And in one of the best gore scenes of the movie, I believe this is Cheryl from the basement. She's out. There's blood everywhere, even in the pipes. And the electrical sockets. And the walls. And the light bulbs. Remember Scotty? Go for the eyes, go for the eyes. Scotty and Cheryl are beating the crap out of him. He manages to grab that Book of the Dead and toss it in the fire. And just like that, our zombies come to a stop. And sort of collapse and melt on themselves. And explode. So Ash manages to survive the night. But will he survive the day? All right. Let's talk about The Evil Dead. Now, everybody's seen The Evil Dead, of course, and it is a classic. It's an awesome film. It's arguably, I think, one of the greatest horror movies of all time. Unbelievably gory too. I first came across this movie back in the 80s when I was I got my first like movie book. It was Leonard Maltin's Movie Guide, and I started looking up every movie that I had taped, and I want to know what Leonard Maltin thought about it, that sort of thing. And one of the movies I had was The Evil, and then right below The Evil, I happened to catch The Evil Dead listing there, and I was reading that description, and it sounded unbelievable. He said he described it as perhaps one of the most gory, or perhaps the goriest movie ever made. I'm like, I gotta see this movie. Unfortunately, at the time, there was just no way to see this. Now, probably within a year, though, video stores started popping up everywhere. And, of course, they had The Evil Dead. So, actually, the very first night that I actually rented movies with the intent to record them, I brought my beta VCR over to my friend John's house. I rented 3 movies. The Evil Dead, Porky's Revenge, and Friday the 13th Part 4. We're talking the fall of 1985 here. It was the first time I'd recorded movies. Now, Evil Dead was not the first movie I recorded that I copied. It was actually Porky's Revenge was the first. Evil Dead was number 2, but I was blown away when I watched this. I couldn't believe how great it was. Just an unbelievable amount of gore, a couple of brief nude scenes. Obviously, we know this film very well. It spawned a couple of sequels, Evil Dead 2, Dead by Dawn, which came out in 1987, I think. And, of course, Army of Darkness, which came out in 1993, I believe. I actually saw Army of Darkness in the theater on opening night. It was awesome. It was kind of a crazy group, but it was a lot of fun. And, of course, the Ash vs. the Evil Dead series now, which I think has had 2 seasons, has been on TV. I have not seen that series, actually, although I do have season 1 on Blu-ray. I haven't seen it yet, though, but I plan to, because I love these movies. So, anyway, very gory. It's got some legitimate scares in it. It was filmed in Tennessee. If I ever get to that area, I'm going to stop in and try to find it. Apparently, the house is no longer standing, but the path is there, and part of the chimney is still there as well as the hole they dug to make the basement. There really wasn't the basement for this cabin, but they dug a hole to make it look like it was. So that hole is still there. So anyway, it's near Morristown, Tennessee. I'm going to get there someday. So anyway, I have this. I do not have this on Blu-ray yet. I'm surprised I don't. But they also made a remake of this a few years back, which I do have a Blu-ray of that one, which was okay, nowhere near as good as this one, obviously. I have this in a couple of different formats, including that Book of the Dead version. And this one here put out by Elite is actually pretty good. It's got a couple of audio commentary tracks, one with Bruce Campbell, the star, and of course one with Sam Raimi also. Different footage, additional scenes, all kinds of behind-the-scenes stuff. There's a lot of good versions of The Evil Dead out there with a lot of extras, so you can't really go wrong no matter what you do. Great film, one of the best of all time. Curious what you think about it. I'm sure you've seen it. Let me know. Let's talk about it. The Evil Dead. Watch it. Bye.